am Amy and I'm Plans Meet Paper on Etsy, Instagram, and YouTube. And today I'm here to do a plan with me video for this week. And so I'll show you the inserts, the supplies I'll be using, and then I'll go ahead and take you through my week. So first off, the binder that I'm using right now is the A5 Carpe Diem binder. And it is in, I believe, Aqua was the color that it was called. It is the Posh collection, and overall I like it. It definitely has a different feel to it than like a Filofax original binder. It's much more stiff, so it's different than what I'm used to, but I'm enjoying using it so far. The inserts that I'm using this week are the Carpe Diem week on 2-page horizontal inserts in conjunction with these vertical week on 3-page inserts that I created myself. And I know in my last video I had mentioned that I would get these up on my Etsy shop in case anyone is interested. And I did want to let you guys know that I have done that. So if you like these vertical week on 3-page inserts, check out my Etsy shop. It is called Plans Meet Paper, and there'll be a link in the description below for my shop. So I'll go ahead and take these out for now. I do keep these inserts with slits on the side. That way they're super easy to kind of take in and out and to move around. If I want to see my whole week at once, I can take them out and then I can see Monday through Sunday on the Carpe Diem inserts. And then if I want to see my to-do list and my daily schedule at the same time as my weekly, I keep them right here in the middle. And the nice thing is the way that I've set these up, Monday through Thursday will be visible as a weekly view and as the daily to-do list side, because they're all on this side of the page. So you'll be able to see them both at the same time. And then same thing with Friday and the weekend. You can see the to-do list and the weekly section at the same time. So I did want to show you what this looks like all filled out. So I'll go ahead and go back probably 2 weeks and show you that week. So this was 2 weeks ago. I had my weekly setup here on the Carpe Diem inserts, so I can take these out and show you. That was the weekly setup. And then my to-do list / daily section here in the middle on my week on 3 pages vertical. So you can see these weekly tasks on my Monday section correspond with the to-do list here on the vertical daily section. And same thing for Tuesday on right here, Wednesday and Thursday on this next page. On the back here, I just had some notes and to-dos. Nothing too much, but I just kept that space open. And then on this back side, I had my to-dos for Friday and for the weekend of this week. You can see throughout the week, I used some of the Carpe Diem icon stickers just to make things pop out, to kind of mark off what the most important thing for each day was. And I also used highlighters to label my lists and kind of my sections for the week. So each day I usually mark off my list for work, my list for home. Same thing on the weekly section, I separate that for home and work. And I also am trying to stay on top of my 2017 goals. So I've been using this bottom section of my weekly week on 3-page insert to write things that pertain to the goals that I'm working towards this year. So I will show you how I'm going to do that for this week. So first thing I'll do is go ahead and take this Filofax ruler out. And I like to plan out my weeks outside of the binder, so I'm going to take the pages out as well. So the supplies that I will be using to plan out my week are this Filofax ruler I'm going to use to create some straight lines throughout the week. I've also got my Pilot Friction pastel colored highlighters, and I think this week I'm going to use this green turquoise color just because it looks like a nice color for winter. And then I've also got these icon stickers that I'll be using throughout the week as well. So I'll go ahead and put those to the side for now. I'm going to also use the same pen that I pretty much always use in my planner, which is a Pilot Friction 0.5 tip. And the first thing I'm going to do is go through and write the date on each day of the week in this grayed out circle. And I'm going to do that on both sets of inserts. So same thing on the vertical inserts. You'll notice on this week on 3-page insert, I do share the to-do list section for Saturday and Sunday, and that is intentional on my part. I want to try and take time to just be with family and enjoy the weekend. So I've purposely limited my to-do list space for the weekend. So you'll notice that that's how I'm using it. However, with these inserts that I posted on my shop, I did make an option that matches this, and also an option that has a full column for every day for people who maybe want to have Saturday and Sunday be separate for the to-do lists. So both are available on my Etsy shop, just as a side note. And one of my favorite things about these inserts is that they are undated. I love how flexible that makes them, that, you know, if you don't use them for a week or something, if you're on vacation, you're not wasting that paper. You can just change the date and use it the following week. So I really enjoy undated inserts for that reason. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and draw a vertical line through each of the weekdays. I'm not going to do that on the weekends because the purpose of that line is to separate my work and my home events. And I don't work on the weekends. I work at a school, so I don't need those sections on the weekend. So I've got my 2 sections labeled for home and for work. And you'll notice also that that vertical line, I did not draw it all the way down. I left one line on the bottom of each day, and that was intentional. That last line is where I write the dinner that I'm planning on having each day of the week. So I'm going to go through and write my dinner in for each day now as well. So those are my headers and the dinner that I'm planning on making for each day of the week. And all of those things I usually go through and highlight in my color of the week with my Pilot Friction highlighters, just to make them stand out a little bit more. So I'll go through and highlight everything now. The next thing that I do to set up my week is I'm going to take my week on 3-page vertical inserts and kind of separate them the same way. I like to put my work to-do list at the top of the page, my home to-do list at the bottom of the page, and then this bottom unlined section I use to write tasks that pertain to my 2017 goals. So I go through and I write those labels for all of the weekdays, and then I highlight them using my highlighter. Alright, so I've got both sets of inserts with the headers put on, and now I can go ahead and start writing the specific events that I've got going on each day. So I'm going to go ahead and write those in throughout the whole week, and then after I've written them all in, I'll go back and put down my stickers, because usually I use these stickers to denote what is most important for me to remember on each day. And I determine that once I've got it all written out and I can see it clearly. Something else that I decided I wanted to try this week is to leave this bottom space down here for just notes. And on the back of my Monday, Tuesday daily pages to include both my home and work to-do lists. Because I've been using this section for my home to-do lists and this for my work to-do lists, but I think it'd be easier if I could see them both at the same time. So I'm going to do that, and I'll just label this top section for work, for my to-do list for the week, and then home farther down the page. Okay, so a few things I'll go ahead and add to my work to-do and home to-do for the week. And then I'm also going to go ahead and highlight those section titles as well. I'm going to use my Carpe Diem icon stickers to make a few events really stick out to me. So that's basically what the weekly setup will look like. And as far as the daily lists, I usually fill these out as each day comes up. And that's my way of really thinking through the day completely. A lot of times I'll do it the night before or the morning of, and I'll really list out all the tasks that I need to complete in order to make sure that these big things get done. So I will be filling these out throughout the week. I will be posting some Instagram pictures on my Instagram account, which is also called Plans Meet Paper. So follow me there if you're interested in seeing how my week progresses. And thank you guys so much for watching this Plan With Me video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!